Senate. We had majority of us and the majority of our colleagues speaking about what happened. And the investigations were done, there were probes that were done in Parliament. And the Committee on Security, you know, they summoned these ministers and everything else. Maybe what happened to the report that came to Parliament? That's another question.
That's a question.
But today, and as we are talking about this case, because I don't want to lose on the matter of this case.
Because generally it's about police conduct.
Exactly, and that I am very sure this happened when Parliament was not sitting. Parliament is sitting today the first time in the afternoon. I'm sure if not myself, there are several members who have already maybe written to the Speaker or who raise the matter in Parliament. So it is unfair for us to judge that Parliament has been quiet on this matter, where else we'll be sitting this afternoon. I am sure almost 100% if we meet tomorrow morning, you will see what will happen in Parliament this afternoon. So let's not
there may be a debate. There may be a debate or probably a motion to discuss this matter. But the problem is, as you rightly put it, what happens to those reports? What were the recommendations? How do we move on from this? What is the closure? And that's the question I'm saying.
Yes.
If at all Parliament continues on that path, from what we saw last year, police misconduct still continues, still persists, then where do we turn to as Kenyans?
You know, I just want to remind Joe here that he was also a member of Parliament and he knows what happens. You cannot just say, you know, when items or things are discussed in Parliament, then what happens is implementation. And I think that's why we have an implementation committee now fully constituted by National Assembly. And that's why in the beginning I said, I don't want just to play to the gallery that we want to impress Kenyans that we have discussed with this matter. Then what next? And I think that's where we need to ask ourselves, what next? This matter should be investigated and this matter should be followed to the last person. I understand there are some people who are asked to step aside. Might be some of them are not even aware of what happened. And so let us see things moving, and that will be my, that is my
allow me to correct you again, because yes, my issue is not about the criminal investigation.
Yes.
It is about the general conduct of the police service, which has persistently come into question.
And that have also
yes,
a police oversight authority.
That too, because probably we need to, probably that's what we need to discuss.
That's what we also need to ask ourselves.
For example, we saw the chairman of IPOA standing next to the police IG and someone who's probably one of the, who should be a suspect in the case, them addressing the nation. Should that be the structure?
I don't think so, because Police Oversight Authority is an independent authority and that should be allowed to do their own investigations. They should have called on their own press conference for them to address the nation and say, this is our roadmap and this is what we are going to do. I think by now, the Police Oversight Authority should have started summoning people and individuals to find out what happened, because basically that is their role. And that is why it's supposed to be an independent body, not to be seen, to be, you know, in bed, for lack of another word, with the whole police service. Mm-hmm. And I think for why the Police Oversight Authority had to be created was for situations like this ones. Because yes, it's, the police service is such a huge service. And I was discussing with my colleague here offline, I was just saying, you never know, even within the police forces, what would be happening. There can be fights within, there can be sabotages within. And so we cannot just assume that the names we are seeing are the real names. That is why they need to do a full investigation on this matter. Because I can take advantage when I know Joe is involved and I want to sabotage Joe and I can use my means. But again, these were security, I will say, premises. From the time the person was picked from Homa Bay, all the way, what happened all the way to Nairobi. When they came in, who booked in? And even within the police cells, do you want to tell me there are no CCTVs? Do you want to tell me I as a normal civilian, I can just walk into the police cell and, you know, torture somebody and leave without anybody knowing who I am? Come on, I think we just need to be serious. And for me, I will say, yes, as we discuss in Parliament, I would ask the police service oversight, the Police Oversight Authority to come out clear and tell us who did this. I think it is important.